Stories in today's video. 1. Update. My 25F boyfriend, 26 meters, of 10 months is best friends with his ex-20s, F. She refuses to meet me and it's getting weird too. Update. My 24 boyfriend, 25, of 3.5 years hasn't proposed and I'm starting to worry. I just want that promise. 3. Update. My M26 wife, F26, is not happy. Link to op. I wrote my previous post over a year ago, and a lot has happened since then. I wanted to give everyone an update, since the advice on this sub was really helpful at the time. For a few months after I wrote my op, nothing much happened. Jeff and I continued dating, and he continued being friends, partners with Jenna. I never met her, but everything else in our relationship seemed to be going so well that I decided I'd try to deal with it. Things got really hard, however, when I had to take a work contract 12 hours away from home for 3 months. I hardly saw Jeff the whole time, and I looked at Jenna's Instagram almost every day to see if she'd posted more photos of them together. More often than not, she had. Since I wasn't physically present, I felt like Jenna was his real girlfriend. I felt completely worthless and constantly stressed out, knowing my boyfriend was spending all his time with another woman who I already had suspicions about. While I was away for work, I decided to break up with Jeff. I broke up with as soon as I came back, and I made it very clear that his relationship with Jenna was intolerable for me. I told him he was going to have a hard time dating anyone who wasn't her as long as she was still in his life. He kept saying he didn't understand why it was such a problem. He told me he couldn't control her behavior, but he promised me he hadn't cheated on me. I explained to him that by allowing their friendship to continue, he was condoning her behavior. I told him I didn't really even care if he'd physically cheated or not, since he'd already shown disrespect for me and our relationship. I didn't speak to him for a few months and I went on with my life. I took another contract out of town and even considered moving permanently to another city. One night, though, Jeff called me and apologized. He said he had been thinking about our relationship a lot and realized he had been in the wrong. He said his relationship with Jenna was beginning to feel toxic to him, and he'd made arrangements to dissolve their business partnership. After that, I decided to meet up with him, not necessarily give him another chance, and discuss the situation further. When we met up, he promised to stop talking to Jenna and unfollowed her on all social media. As of now, he has not spoken to her in 6 months, and we've gotten back together. We actually ran into her at a concert a few weeks ago, and they didn't even say hi to each other. I feel much more respected and confident in my relationship now. TLDR, I broke up with my boyfriend. The original link is I wanted to give an update on this post I wrote about 2 years ago. I got some great advice, I got a lot of tough love advice and some terrible advice. I know he was already committed by all of his actions and that I really needed to focus on college first before having to plan a wedding. Well, it turned out my boyfriend at the time had been planning on proposing to me for a long time. He wanted to wait until I graduated college. A little after I graduated college, he took me on a hike. I knew this was a special hike because it was the same place we went for one of our earlier dates. The first time we went on that date was magical. I always teased him that he never kissed me on the date. There was this perfect moment he was holding me in front of a beautiful picturesque lake as we were just enjoying each other's company in an embrace. I thought he was going to kiss me but he didn't. I later kissed him first but always teased him that he didn't kiss me in that moment we had. He confessed he wasn't sure if I wanted to be kissed. He said he wanted to kiss me more than anything. Well, he took me back on the hike 4 years later, and when we got to that lake, he told me this is when he knew he was first in love with me. Then he got on one knee and proposed to me. I just kissed him and even forgot to say yes. So he asked, "Are you going to marry me or not?" And I said of course. We got married about a year later and we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary in October. I've never been happier and I'm so excited to continue our life together. Thank you for reading Grin Edit. Grammar on TL Dr. Edit. Wow. I did not expect this post to be L*W up like it did. Thank you all for the incredibly kind words. I'm sorry I can't respond to everyone but thank you. I'm glad I could brighten so many people's day. You all brightened mine. Smiley face. TLDR update. My 24 boyfriend, 25, of 3.5 years hadn't proposed and I was starting to worry. This is a 2-year update that my boyfriend at the time was planning on proposing all along. We have now been married for 1 year. Married for year. Married for year. Married for year. Original post. Thank you everyone for the advice from the original post. I just wanted to give the community an update. My wife finally got back yesterday from leaving to go see her sister. We talked for a little bit yesterday, but still came to the same thing she has been telling me. She doesn't want to be with me because she doesn't feel in love, emotionally connected, or intimate towards me. She views me as a friend. I told her she needed to choose: either we work on this and go to counseling, or it's a divorce and we cut ties. She couldn't decide and said to give her the weekend. This morning I woke up early, made her breakfast and brought it to her in bed. Then took her out to eat for lunch and dessert, trying to just spark anything to see if she would agree to work on it. Well, we sat down again after getting back and she said she wanted a divorce and she was 100% on that. It was tough. A lot of crying, sadness, hurt, and all the emotions one would feel. I ended up just going to my room and she left for the night. I decided to get out and do something, so I jogged and listened to some music for a bit. It helped. I came to the realization that we all have such little time on earth and I don't want to waste it moping around. I want to improve myself physically, emotionally, and mentally. I want to just enjoy life and find myself again. So I'm going to do that, and one day I might meet someone who is perfect to continue the journey of life with me. So I'm still sad and hurt, but all that to say I'm moving forward and trying to be positive. Thank you all for your support. TLDR wife wants a divorce. A divorce. A divorce. A divorce.